Hello, everybody. Today I wanted to give a brief lecture on the philosophical view of existentialism. In his famous essay explaining existentialism, called Existentialism is a Humanism, Jean-Paul Sartre tells us that we can understand existentialism by understanding its basic tenet, that for human beings, existence precedes essence. In other words, for us as human beings, we exist in the world first, and only through our existence do we then determine what we are, our essence. Now, the easiest way to understand this is to realize that we as human beings are unique in this characteristic. According to Sartre, everything else has its essence first, and only after its essence is established does it then exist. So, take the example of any kind of a tool, a pen, for example, that you might use to write. The idea is a pen has its essence set for it before it even exists in the world. If I want to order a pen, there's a company that produces them, it has plans for them, it has models for them. I order a pen, it then produces a pen according to exact specifications and exact models. And before that pen is even produced, we know what it's going to be, what it's going to do. Another way to think of this is that once a pen exists, it can't decide to be something else. The pen can't decide, I want to be a pencil, or I want to be a desk, or I want to be a human being, right? What that pen is determined for it before it even exists. In other words, its essence, what it is, precedes or comes before its existence. Now, human beings are unique because, according to Sartre at least, we are born into the world without a set essence. We are basically born in the world with the potential to be all kinds of different things. I can become a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer. I can become a religious believer or an atheist. I can believe someone who enjoys playing sports or someone who enjoys reading books. I can become someone who has a family or doesn't have a family. I can be a parent or not, right? So the idea is when we are born into the world, we simply exist. We then, over the course of our lives, create our own essence. We create what we're all about. How do we create what we're about? According to Sartre, it's through our choices. Over the course of our lives, we make choices that will determine who we are. So like I was saying earlier, I wasn't born a teacher. Over the course of my life, I made decisions that brought me to the point where I became a teacher, but I could have made different decisions over the course of my life. I could have become something else. Sartre refers to this as radical freedom. Human beings have radical freedom, which means we don't just have the freedom to determine what we're going to do. We have the freedom to determine what we are going to be. So even animals might have the freedom to determine what they're going to do. My cat can decide whether it wants to sleep on the couch or whether it wants to sleep upstairs or downstairs. But my cat can't decide what it's going to be. My cat doesn't wake up one day and say, well, I wonder, am I really fulfilling all my potential? Am I being the best kind of cat I could be? Do I want to try something else? Maybe I'm wasting my life away sleeping all day and instead I should learn another language or be more productive around the house or something like that. That's not a skill that my cat has. But you and I, we can do this. Over the course of our lives, we can make decisions that shape us into something new, something other than we are right now. And this, according to Sartre, is radical freedom. Now, with that freedom comes great responsibility. Sartre actually goes so far as to argue we are condemned to be free. This is the lot of human beings. So, since we have the freedom to become what we want, we are then responsible for who we have been. So, this idea that our existence precedes our essence, that we have radical freedom, that we are responsible for what we are and what we have become, this is kind of the central idea of existentialism. This defines us as human beings, our radical freedom.